Movement is life. And as we age, movement becomes one of the most powerful forms of medicine we have access to. You don't need a gym. You don't need perfect knees. You don't need fancy equipment. What you need is intention and consistency. For older adults, even gentle daily movement can reduce the risk of chronic diseases, improve balance and coordination, boost mood, and preserve independence. In fact, studies show that adults who move regularly, even just walking 20-30 minutes a day, can extend their life expectancy by several years. Let's look at this in detail. Why movement matters more as you age. When we're younger, we move constantly without thinking. We chase kids, run for the bus, bend down without pain. But over time, the body begins to change. Joints stiffen, muscles weaken, balance declines, bones become more fragile, and when we stop moving, these processes accelerate. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's not a cliche, it's biology. The good news? You can slow and even reverse some of these effects just by moving your body every day. Movement improves circulation and heart function, keeps muscles and joints flexible, supports better digestion, enhances sleep, releases endorphins, your natural antidepressants, boosts memory and cognitive clarity. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency. What kind of movement works best? There's no perfect routine. What works is what feels right for you. Here are types of movement seniors can easily integrate into daily life. Walking, the easiest and most accessible form of exercise, even 10 minutes. 3 times a day can make a difference. Try walking after meals to help with digestion and blood sugar. Stretching keeps your body limber, improves posture, reduces stiffness from sitting too long. Balance exercises. Stand on one foot while holding onto a chair. Practice shifting your weight slowly from one foot to the other. Tai Chi is excellent for both balance and relaxation. Chair exercises, great for those with mobility issues. Seated leg lifts, arm circles, or marching in place. From a chair, YouTube is full of seated workouts for seniors. Light strength training. Use resistance bands or water bottles. Strengthens bones and muscles. Helps maintain the ability to carry groceries, climb stairs, or get out of chair. Dancing or movement with music boosts mood. Great cardio. Doesn't feel like exercise. Just fun. The goal is not to do everything. The goal is to do something, and to do it often. What if you're starting from zero? It's never too late. Even if you've been inactive for years, starting slowly with 5-10 minutes a day can lead to huge improvements. Start by stretching in bed when you wake up, taking a short walk in your garden, doing 3-5 minutes of movement during TV commercials, standing and sitting from a chair without using your hands. The most important thing is to listen to your body and not compare it to the past. You don't need to move the way you did at 30. You just need to move the way your body needs now. The emotional power of movement. Physical movement is not just for your body. It deeply impacts your emotions. A short walk outdoors can lift sadness. A few deep stretches can calm anxiety. Dancing to music from your youth can bring back forgotten joy. Climbing stairs again can restore confidence. When you move, you reconnect with your body, and you remind yourself, I'm still here. I'm still able. I'm still alive. Real life inspiration. Maria's story. Maria is 78. 5 years ago, she lost her husband of 50 years. She stopped going out. She barely moved. Her knees hurt. Her energy dropped. Her doctor told her, just walk around the block every morning. She didn't believe it would matter, but she tried anyway. At first, she walked for 5 minutes slowly, then 10. Then she brought a friend. Then she added light stretches. Today, she walks 30 minutes daily, does chair yoga twice a week, and says she feels stronger mentally and physically than she has in years. Her secret? I didn't do it to stay fit. I did it so I wouldn't fall apart. Final reminder for this chapter. You don't need to be fast. You don't need to be strong. You don't need to be flexible. You just need to start and keep going. Your body is not your enemy. It's your companion. Treat it with love, give it movement, and it will carry you further than you think. Move your body. Move your life. Move forward. What we eat becomes what we are, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. For seniors, Nutrition is one of the most overlooked but powerful ways to improve daily life. A well-fed body fights disease. A well-fed brain stays sharp. A well-fed heart stays hopeful. You don't need to follow a strict diet. You don't need to give up all your favorite foods. You simply need to return to something simple: real food. Real food doesn't come in flashy packaging or neon colors. It doesn't have a shelf life of 5 years. It's not frozen in a box or full of unpronounceable chemicals. Real food is grown from the ground, picked from a tree, raised with care, cooked with intention. Think of leafy greens, bright vegetables, seasonal fruits, whole grains like brown rice or oats, healthy fats like olive oil or avocado, clean proteins, fish, beans, eggs, and fermented foods like yogurt or kimchi for gut health. These foods feed your cells, not just your appetite. As we age, our bodies change, and so do our nutritional needs. Here's what becomes more important: more protein to maintain muscle mass and bone strength, more fiber to support digestion and avoid constipation, more calcium and vitamin D to protect bones, more hydration, because your sense of thirst may fade, but your body still needs water, and fewer empty calories. Your metabolism slows, so every calorie should count. That's why quality over quantity becomes essential. Food is not just about getting full. It's about how you feel after eating. Do you feel light, energized, and satisfied? Or sluggish, bloated, and tired? That's the difference between food that fuels and food that drains. Tips for eating with energy: eat smaller portions, more often. Chew slowly. Digestion starts in the mouth. Don't eat late at night. Choose colorful, fresh ingredients. Limit fried, salty, sugary, and ultra-processed foods. Use herbs and spices instead of relying on salt for flavor. If you can, cook at home more. It gives you control. And don't forget, drink water. Many seniors walk around mildly dehydrated every day without realizing it. Keep a glass of water nearby or flavor it with lemon, cucumber, or mint. Food is memory. Food is comfort. Food is family. Maybe a warm bowl of soup reminds you of your mother. Maybe a shared meal reminds you of old friends. Maybe a dish brings back a whole season of life. Eating is emotional, and that's okay. But we have to be mindful. Are we eating to nourish or to numb? It's okay to enjoy dessert. It's okay to indulge sometimes. But we mustn't let food become a bandage for unspoken feelings. Try this. Before you eat, ask, am I hungry or just lonely, bored, or stressed? Make mealtime a ritual. Light a candle. Play soft music. Sit at a table. Share meals when you can, even with a neighbor or a video call. Practice gratitude for what you have instead of guilt about what you eat. Henry, 81, used to eat whatever was easy: frozen dinners, sugary snacks, lots of takeout. He didn't think much about it. But his energy was low. He felt foggy. He had trouble sleeping, and his digestion was painful. His daughter helped him change slowly. They started adding one new vegetable a week. He began drinking water first thing in the morning. They cooked together once a week and shared leftovers. 6 months later, Henry had lost weight, his blood pressure dropped, and most of all, he felt awake again. He said, "I didn't know food could make me feel this good. I thought feeling bad was just aging. It wasn't. You don't need a perfect diet. You don't need superfoods. You don't need to follow the latest trends. You need real food, real water, real attention, and real care. You deserve to feel well fed on every level, not just in your stomach, but in your spirit. So eat with love. Eat with joy. Eat to live, not just survive. Your next meal could be the start of a stronger, brighter, more vibrant life." Human beings are wired for connection. At every stage of life, relationships help us thrive. But as we grow older, they become more essential than ever. Staying socially connected is one of the most powerful ways to protect both physical and mental health in later life. And yet, loneliness is a silent epidemic among older adults. Studies show that chronic loneliness can be as harmful to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases the risk of depression, cognitive decline, heart disease, and even premature death. But connection, real, Meaningful connection does the opposite. It strengthens the immune system. It protects the brain. It lifts the heart. Staying connected doesn't mean having 100 friends. It means having a few people you trust, who see you, who hear you, who care. That could be a close friend, a neighbor, a sibling, a community group, or even an online forum. Reach out to someone each day. A call, a walk, a shared cup of tea. These small moments create emotional warmth that lasts long after the conversation ends. Join local activities, a gardening club, a book group, a walking meetup, or a place of worship. If you can't go out, connect online or by phone. Technology, when used with intention, can be a lifeline, not a distraction. Be proactive. Don't wait for others to contact you. You can be the one who reaches out first. It's not weakness, it's courage. Give as much as you receive. Volunteer. Mentor someone younger. Offer wisdom. Older adults hold deep knowledge and life experience, sharing that brings meaning and purpose. And let's not forget, laughter and joy are forms of connection too. Watch a funny movie with someone. Reminisce over old memories. Be silly together. Joy bonds people. Emotional intimacy matters. Don't be afraid to talk about your feelings. Share when you're sad, when you're afraid, when you're hopeful. Vulnerability builds trust, and trust builds closeness. What about grief and loss? As we age, we lose people. It's inevitable, and it's painful. But grief doesn't mean you have to close your heart. Let connection help you heal. There's strength in community. There's healing in being seen. There's power in knowing you're not alone. Remember, isolation shrinks the spirit, but connection expands it. And even if you feel like your social world is small, you can grow it again, one hello at a time. You are never too old to make a new friend, never too old to build a new bond, never too old to be loved or to love. Connection is not just a luxury, it's a lifeline. So reach out, speak up, sit close, stay human, stay connected. Sleep is not just something you do when the day is over. It's the time when your body heals, your brain resets, and your emotions find balance. As we age, sleep often becomes more difficult. Many older adults struggle with falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking too early. But that doesn't mean we should accept poor sleep as the new normal. Because sleep is not a luxury, it's medicine. During deep sleep, your body repairs cells, regulates hormones, and strengthens the immune system. Your brain processes memories, clears toxins, and prepares for the next day. When sleep suffers, everything suffers: mood, focus, digestion, even your heart. Good sleep improves memory, reduces inflammation, helps regulate appetite, and boosts your mood. It's essential for physical, emotional, and mental well-being. So how can we sleep better after 60? First, create a consistent routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Your body has a natural rhythm. Support it. Second, reduce stimulation in the evening. Avoid screens for at least an hour before bed. The blue light from phones and TVs can confuse your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Instead, try reading, listening to soft music, or journaling. Third, create a calming environment. Dim the lights. Make your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Use blackout curtains or sleep mask. Consider calming scents like lavender. Fourth, watch what you eat and drink. Avoid caffeine after noon. Limit alcohol. It may make you sleepy at first, but it disrupts deep sleep. Eat dinner at least 2-3 hours before bed. Fifth, move your body during the day. Physical activity helps your body feel ready for rest. But avoid intense exercise right before bedtime. Sixth, practice relaxation techniques. Deep breathing, meditation, progressive muscle relaxation. Even just 5 minutes of slow, intentional breath can calm the nervous system. Seventh, listen to your body, not the clock. If you can't sleep, don't lie in bed frustrated. Get up, stretch, and return to bed when you feel drowsy again. Remember, rest counts too. Even if your sleep isn't perfect, simply lying still with closed eyes can be restorative. Don't chase sleep with tension. Invite it with care. There's no shame in needing help. If sleep problems persist, talk to a doctor. Sometimes sleep apnea, restless legs, or medications may be interfering. Solutions exist, and don't underestimate the power of nap. A 20-30 minute nap in the early afternoon can refresh your mind and energy without ruining nighttime rest. Sleep is not wasted time. It's sacred. It's productive. It's how you prepare for the next day's joy, connection, and movement. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to turn off the world for a while. You are allowed to care for yourself by doing nothing at all. Sleep well. Heal deeply. Wake renewed. Life is full of things we can't control. But one thing we can always choose is where we place our attention. Gratitude is the habit of looking for what's right, even when things feel wrong. And joy is the result of noticing what still brings us light, no matter how small. As we grow older, we often face losses of people, roles, routines, even health. But aging also brings clarity. We begin to see what truly matters. And in that awareness, we discover that happiness isn't about having more. It's about appreciating what we already have. Gratitude isn't just a nice idea. It's a proven tool for mental and emotional health. Studies show that people who practice gratitude regularly sleep better, feel less depressed, experience fewer aches and pains, and are more optimistic about the future. How can you practice gratitude? Start small. Each morning or evening, write down 3 things you're thankful for. They could be simple: a warm cup of tea, a bird outside your window, a kind message from a friend. Over time, your brain learns to look for the good on its own. You can also speak gratitude aloud. Tell someone, "I appreciate you." Reflect during a walk, or say a silent thank you before each meal. Gratitude is not about denying pain. It's about not letting pain be the only story you tell. Joy, like gratitude, doesn't have to be loud or grand. It lives in small moments. It's in music, laughter, sunlight, memories, movement, creativity. And it often arrives when we pause long enough to notice. Make space for joy in your routine. Watch a movie that makes you laugh. Listen to music that lifts your spirit. Dance, even if just a few steps. Sing, even off key. Plant a flower. Play a game. Make art. Not for anyone else, just for you. One of the gifts of aging is the freedom to care less about what others think and more about what feels true to you. So give yourself permission to play, to be silly, to smile for no reason. And if you're going through something heavy, grief, illness, loneliness, know this: gratitude and joy can live beside pain. They don't cancel it, they balance it. You can hold sorrow in one hand and still laugh with the other. That is not weakness, that is strength. Create your own rituals of joy: a gratitude journal, a morning prayer, a song you start each day with, a habit of complimenting strangers, a weekly call with someone who lifts your heart. These are not small things. These are life-giving things. You deserve happiness. You deserve light. You deserve to feel alive, not just busy or functional, but deeply, quietly, joyfully alive. So today, notice something good. Name it. Cherish it. Let it fill you. Because gratitude is not about having a perfect life. It's about seeing the beauty in an imperfect one. And joy is not a reward. It's a choice you make moment by moment. Choose joy. Choose it often. Choose it today. The brain is not a fixed machine. It's a living, changing, growing part of you. And just like muscles need movement, your brain needs stimulation to stay sharp, resilient, and alive. Many people believe that learning stops at a certain age, that after retirement or raising children, there's nothing left to master. But that's a myth. The truth is, your brain can create new neural pathways at any age. It thrives on challenge, novelty, and curiosity. Lifelong learning is one of the most powerful ways to maintain cognitive health, increase happiness, and keep a youthful spirit. People who continue learning as they age show slower rates of memory decline, stronger mental flexibility, and greater emotional satisfaction. What does learning look like in daily life? It doesn't mean going back to school unless you want to. Learning can be small, playful, and personal. Read books, fiction, nonfiction, poetry. Watch documentaries. Learn how to use a new app. Try cooking a dish from another culture. Practice a new language. Learn to play a musical instrument. Join a class at the community center. Take an online course. Ask your grandkids to teach you something. Learning doesn't have to be formal. It can come from asking questions, trying something different, or simply paying attention in a new way. Challenge your brain in small doses. Do a crossword puzzle, play Sudoku, memorize a short poem, or take a different route during your daily walk. These minor shifts keep your brain alert and engaged. And don't be afraid to be a beginner again. That's where growth begins. Many seniors feel hesitant to try new things because they're afraid of looking foolish. But being new at something is not a weakness, it's a sign of courage. Staying curious gives you purpose. It brings excitement to the day. It creates moments of surprise, wonder, and delight. It reminds you that life is not done teaching, and you're not done growing. Learning also strengthens your relationships. When you learn with others, whether in a class, group, or conversation, you form new bonds and share inspiration. You become both student and teacher, listener and sharer. And if you ever feel stuck in routine, remember, the quickest way to renew your energy is to try something unfamiliar. Stretch your comfort zone, even just a little. Real life story. Margaret, age 76, always loved painting as a child but gave it up after marriage and work. After retirement, she joined a watercolor class at the local center. Now, she paints every week and even sells her art online. It woke something up in me, she says. It made me feel like I got a piece of myself back. You're never too old to start something new. Never too old to get excited. Never too old to surprise yourself. So ask a question. Take a class. Read something challenging. Try something weird. Start something you've always wanted to do, but never thought you had time for. Because every time you learn, you remind yourself, I'm still alive. I'm still curious. I'm still becoming. Stay open. Stay brave. Stay curious. And you'll stay young in the ways that matter most. Purpose is not just a word. It's fuel. It's direction. It's the difference between simply existing and truly living. As we grow older, the roles that once defined us often shift. Children grow up. Careers end. Physical energy changes. Many people begin to ask, what now? But purpose doesn't retire. Purpose doesn't disappear with age. In fact, it can deepen. Living with purpose means waking up with a reason. It means knowing that your presence matters, not just to you, but to the world around you. Studies show that seniors who have a sense of purpose experience lower rates of depression, better sleep, stronger immune systems, and even longer lifespans. Purpose gives life meaning. It gives time value. It gives effort direction. But purpose doesn't have to be big. It doesn't need to be dramatic or public. It can be small and steady. It can be found in daily routines and quiet acts of care. It might be tending a garden, caring for a pet, helping a neighbor, telling your story, volunteering at a local school or hospital, calling someone who's lonely, sharing your skills or wisdom, writing letters to loved ones, cooking for others, praying, teaching, creating. Anything that lights you up from the inside, that's purpose. Anything that reminds you, this matters, that's purpose. Some people think that if they're not changing the world, their life doesn't have value. But purpose doesn't need an audience. Sometimes, the quietest actions echo the loudest in someone's heart. The key is to stay engaged, to stay interested, to contribute in whatever way you can, to give your time and energy to something that feels meaningful to you. If you're not sure what your purpose is, start small. Ask yourself, what makes me feel useful? What do I enjoy doing? What do I care about? What have others always come to me for? You might also revisit dreams you put aside earlier in life. What did you love doing as a child? As a young adult? Could you bring some of that back? And know this, your story matters. You've lived through decades of change, challenge, love, loss, growth. Sharing your story through writing, speaking, mentoring, or simply listening to others is a gift to the world. Real life story. Thomas, age 84, began recording audio messages of his life stories and lessons for his grandchildren. It gave me something to look forward to each week, he said, and it made me feel alive again. Purpose creates forward motion. It anchors us. It opens our hearts. It connects us to something larger than ourselves. Even when the body slows, the soul can shine. Even when your days grow quieter, your spirit can speak louder. So find something to care about. Find someone to care for. Let your time matter. Let your words count. Let your energy leave a trace. Because the truth is, you are not done. You are not invisible. You are not finished. You are still needed. You are still powerful. You are still a source of light. Live with purpose, big or small. And your life, no matter your age, will always feel full.